Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation, the future of the Liberty Silver Dollar. Let's explore! What you see before you here is a velvet case that houses one of these Liberty Dollars. But before I open it up and show it to you, let me first give you a little bit of background information about the Liberty Dollar and its history, just a brief history of the Liberty Dollar, and you'll find out why I'm going to wait a little bit to show it to you. The Liberty Dollar was a private currency system that started in 1998. They ended up minting these dollars until 2009. It was founded by Bernard von Nothaus, also co-founder of the Royal Hawaiian Mint Company and creator of the Free Marijuana Church of Honolulu. The name of the Indiana-based company that produced Liberty Dollars was originally titled the National Organization for the Repeal of the Federal Reserve and the Internal Revenue Code, otherwise known as NORFED. But it was later changed to the less inflammatory name Liberty Services to reduce negative attention. A little bit too late for that, as you'll find out here as we go through this history. The premise of the Liberty Dollar was that unlike U.S. dollars and many world currencies, each Liberty Dollar was actually backed by a specific weight in precious metal. $20 Liberty Dollars were said to be 1 ounce of silver. Unlike most other forms of alternative currencies, each Liberty Dollar carried a U.S. face value in exchange for U.S. dollars and included not just paper currency, but also minted coins. So let me show you what the obverse of this looks like. You probably may have seen these out there. It kind of has sort of an appearance of sort of our Liberty-headed coins out there, but that is the Liberty Dollar there. In 2007, Liberty Dollars attracted the attention of the federal government. The exact legality of the currency was under debate by many government officials. At first, it was unclear if Liberty Dollars were being passed as counterfeit dollars because their likeness was too similar to U.S. money, although I think most of us can tell by looking at this that it looks nothing like U.S. money. U.S. money these days does not have milk spots on it like this does, but it is quite beautiful indeed. And it's nothing like the Silver Eagle or any really American coin out there that I know of. I mean, the closest thing I could think of is the peace dollar, but there's enough of a difference between it and the peace dollar. I don't think that was the issue. So, especially in the light of the company's original name, Claudia Dickens of the U.S. Treasury Department's Bureau of Engraving and Printing was quoted as stating that it was not illegal, provided that the bills did not say legal tender. Of course, there are certificates with it, and I'll show you one of those here momentarily. This did not last long enough, since the government officials soon found Liberty Dollars in violation of 18 U.S. Code, Section 486, which forbids private citizens or companies from producing coins made of metal that are used for current money. Well, so far silver is not used for current money, so I don't see how that could be an issue. In late 2007, the FBI launched a raid against the company, seizing the Liberty Dollars, the precious metal stores and computers used to store information. Soon after, the Liberty Dollar bank accounts were frozen, and the company's website was shut down. It has now since been relaunched. Legal troubles followed, with creator von Nothaus being convicted of several crimes related to creating his own coins, along with one count of conspiracy. And they have some steep penalties, but that has all run through the court system. He is now free and out again. But so here's the issue with these, and why I think that essentially he was charged because of this. Boom! The dollar symbol. That's right. Now this dollar is one of several that I got from a Liberty associate, because essentially you can buy these from, or you can exchange them from associates. And at the time, 2005, silver was trading, at least for a time, under $10 an ounce. So you traded $10 for one of these Liberty dollars, and so the whole goal was here they would make their money by exchanging it for cash money. And if silver was trading at $7 an ounce or $7.50 an ounce, well, there is a profit to be made from these coins. So, and that's just it. There is a denominated dollar on it. No, nowhere on this does it say legal tender or anything of that sort. But the fact that it does say dollar, it is a dollar, which is a no-no. You should not use the dollar symbol or dollar, $10, as a denomination for your coins. It also causes a bit of an issue. I think Mr. Von Naus was foolish. He could have very easily have avoided this by using some other denomination, or not use any denomination at all, because there was really no need to use a denomination. Just call this by the weight, kind of like what the Mexicans do with their libertads. There's no denomination on them, but they're actually have been sanctified and codified as money. And where Von Naus also got in, where I lost faith in the Liberty dollar, is when I went to buy more of these after spot price went above $10. I remember very specifically, it was either 2005 or early 2006. It did go slightly above $10 an ounce. So I went to the Liberty Associate and I said, hey, I want to buy some more of your Liberty dollars. And he had them there. They were $10 and I had to pay $12 for them. So I didn't buy as many, but I did buy a few more. I don't know where some of those went, but nonetheless, this is an example of one that is left over. And so therefore, the dollar denominated value on these coins was totally useless. It was pointless because no one would redeem these things. If I wanted to take and buy something with an ounce of silver that had more silver than the dollar amount on it, inscribed on it, it was completely useless to have the dollar amount on it. It was doomed to failure from the beginning because of this. And so therefore, I think it would have failed on its own. What did they do? Well, shortly thereafter, they started minting these things with $20 denominations on them. And silver was much less. So it essentially, in my view, it was pretty much a scam. And they had these associates, and they created these what are known as warehouse certificates. This is what this is. And I ended up getting one of these. This is one from stamped April 20th, 2005. The warehouse receipt, Liberty currency, $1. But this is just paper. It's a 1/10 ounce of silver, 99 fine, Norfed. Good luck cashing that in for 1/10 ounce of silver. I don't even know if they made a whole lot of different products. They made rounds with Ron Paul on them. Each state, there's a handful of states that had their own version of these. And so this is a redeemable for 1/10 ounce of silver, as you can see here on the back. 1/10 ounce of silver. And looky here. This was in April 2005. It was a $10 silver base. So in other words, this cost $10, but there was $1 here, right here, but a $10 silver base. So I think that's basically saying that that's silver at $10 an ounce. And you get $1 for 1/10 ounce based off of that $10 silver base. Basically, this becomes completely irrelevant if silver goes above $10. So there you go. It's a very, very fluid kind of system, and this essentially becomes non-negotiable once it hits to that level, once the price of silver goes up in the market. So to me, this was doomed to failure from the very beginning, and he could have avoided all of his legal troubles, and also, I believe, in a sense, probably some of these other issues if he didn't put a dollar-denominated value on it. It got to the point where they were even putting out copper rounds, and they had $1 copper rounds, and these things cost $1 each. And he probably realized by then, well, hey, we can make our money on copper, because copper trading for, well, in 2007, 2008, copper was starting to go up, but there was nowhere near a dollar amount of copper in a 1 ounce avitoporous round. These poorly struck pieces came in these tubes, and they were in such bad shape, they ended up wrapping them all like this to prevent them from tarnishing too early. And so there is how those looked in the original wrapper, 2007. And who knows, some of these things may be going for some profit on eBay. I don't know what they're selling for on eBay, but these were the original Liberty copper ones. They also made gold, and I believe there's several samples or examples of platinum versions out there as well. But the Liberty dollar basically died away, but now has started to resurface again with this July 1st of 2021. They have launched the silver-backed Liberty dollar back again, and this time it's under the auspices of the Liberty Dollar Financial Association, and its members are offered this ability to purchase a small portion of large block-stored silver. It comes in a form of plates, 50 and 100-ounce bars backed, and members can monitor their accounts online and convert their silver back to U.S. dollars. So it's basically a digital version of the Liberty dollar. And you can still get, by the way, these warehouse receipts, and they even talk about that on their website. But it is the brainchild again of Bernard von Nothaus, and this is something that basically they are doing what many other companies have already doing, kind of like some of these crypto-based precious metal organizations, and this is kind of another example of that. You can redeem 1 ounce silver cards or paper certificates as well, but there's quite a bit of a premium to do so. But that is the future. But the Liberty dollar, in and of itself, is dead. But Mr. von Nothaus and his organization have created a new type of Liberty dollar that does not have a dollar-denominated value on it. So I think he learned his lesson in that regard. But nonetheless, this brings back some personal memories for me and of the Liberty dollars, and I will certainly treasure this. It's quite fascinating. Collectors out there, there's some that have complete or very near complete collections of several rare numismatic items. Very interesting indeed, but it was a fascinating concept when it was first originally launched. So there you have it. So let me know what your thoughts are on where this new Liberty dollar is going. It's something that you may or may not be interested in, because it seems like a lot of these digital-based currencies are a dime a dozen these days, and finding an established one like Kinesis or some of these other crypto-based ones. In fact, some of these bullion dealers and large banks are getting into them as well, where you can redeem for and even use and spend like money some of these digital dollars. And this is what this is, where you'll be able to exchange it for dollars and spend it like money. But nonetheless, very interesting indeed. I saw that in the news, so I thought I'd share this little bit of history and also kind of what the future could be like for the Liberty dollar, the Liberty silver dollar. No longer are they messing around with gold and copper, at least at this point. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.